So we'll do this flashpoint. This flashpoint is fairly good. I don't think we'll have any problems with it, except for the last part. The last part will be a little difficult, but having already done it once before, I think I know what the strategy is now to get through it, because the last time I did it, I struggled with it a little bit, and it's purely because I'd never done it before, and I didn't really know kind of the layout of the mission and everything. But now I get it. I think I know what the right thing to do is, and I understand how you're supposed to implement the strategy. So let's go ahead and flashpoint this up. All right, so let's read through this. I have a highly delicate contract that requires your immediate attention. The task at hand is sensitive to the point that it cannot be discussed over an open channel. Meet me in the Duchy of Andorium, and I'll fill you in on the details. You can find leg mods in vanilla now that helps with that. Yeah, I've seen those. I tend not to take those though because they weigh. You know, they add on weight, and I don't like that. But in any case. So it's a long engagement. I think it's at least 3 or 4 missions. There is 1 consecutive deployment, I believe. I don't think there's more than that. You do get a potential bonus reward of a rare mech. You get that regardless. And then there is going to be a tonnage requirement that comes up. So I think we're good to go with all of those requirements, though. So it's not a big deal. We are fighting for House Americ against the Capellans. So let's begin. Okay, prototype. Commander Gunner, before we begin, you must understand that the matters we're about to discuss are to be held in the highest confidence. You are not to repeat anything you are told today, not to anyone and not ever. I am understood? We're professionals, Force Commander Singh. We know how to keep our mouths shut. Very good, Mr. Oliveira. I'll hold you to it. 6 months ago, an Andorian defense contractor called the Black Caldera Defense stole a prototype battle mech, a Raven, from Hellspawn Industrials on Cyan. In the intervening time, they have labored on behalf of Dame Catherine Humphreys to reverse engineer it, presumably for the benefit of the Andorian military. Now the Capellans are laying siege to Fagerholm, and they are on the verge of taking their prototype back. If they succeed, they will maintain unilateral access to the revolutionary new technologies that the Raven was built upon. For the sake of the Inner Sphere as a whole, that cannot be allowed to happen. I want you to find the Raven, recover it, and bring it back to me. What is this Raven exactly, and why is it so important? I don't think you have to ask that question. The idea of new mech designs is kind of revolutionary in this time period, the Hatchetman being one of the first, Raven short on its heels, or close on its heels. It's an electronic warfare platform in battle mech form, sensor disruption, ECM, a whole suite of game-changing technologies, all packed into the chassis of a single high-speed scout. Odd how the Raven was stolen but was captured by infantry. As I said, it's still in the prototype stage. Even the Capellans haven't actually deployed a Raven on the battlefield yet, but they will soon enough, and when that happens, you're going to need one too. If all of this is true, why would you wait until the 11th hour to do anything about it? The Duchy of Andorian is a province of the Free Worlds League. Could have deployed troops to Fagerholm months ago. If we'd known sooner, we would have acted sooner. Regrettably, neither Dame Catherine nor Black Caldera Defense saw fit to inform us of their plans. Neither did they tell us when House Liao sent a fleet to Fagerholm to reclaim its stolen property. Indeed, they've done everything they can to keep us in the dark. If it wasn't for the watchful eye of Safe, we would have no idea that any of this was even happening. Okay, we understand the scenario. Tell us how we can help. I want you to locate the Raven and bring it back to me in one piece. To that end, you will rendezvous with Bravo Lance of the 5th Defenders of Andorium. Their leader, Umbra, is a niece of mine, and she has operational knowledge of Black Caldera's holdings. We've been in contact with and Umbra has agreed to turn against Dame Catherine. She and her lance are patriots. They know enough to prioritize the League as a whole over their own little corner of it. And you're sure that you can trust these people? As well as I trust anyone. Bravo Lance has seen the folly of Dame Catherine's ambition firsthand. 2/3 of their company has died to protect her secrets, and their own mechs are on the verge of falling apart. Umbra is a woman of integrity, but even if she weren't, Bravo Lance has ample motive to see this operation through. I've already agreed to repatriate them to Atreus when the job is done. I offered them a fresh start, and they were all too eager to accept it. Can't blame them for that. We'll rendezvous with Bravo Lance and see what they have to say. Very good, Commander. Bring me the Raven, and your company will be well rewarded. I'll speak with you again when your task is completed. Now, it's typical with these flashpoints, you do get a choice at some point. Sometimes there's more than one choice. We'll have to see how we go this time. I'm probably going to go a different path. Okay, so there is a lance tonnage maximum and some tonnage restrictions. Okay, fine. We're going to be in an urban environment. This is going to be a battle mission. 1.5 skulls. Pays fairly decently enough. For your first deployment, you will take the field alongside Umbra and the rest of Bravo Lance. Together, you will sweep the AO for hostiles, eliminating any Capellan units you find along the way. Bravo Lance has endured a great deal of punishment over the past few months and will need your help to come through this deployment in one piece. You heard the man. Let's go make ourselves useful. Okay, I'm fine with this setup. 50-50 here is fine. We get decent pay and we get a little bit of good salvage. 1.5 skull, we might get something we want, so kind of just stick with that. All right, so we cannot do anything other than higher than 55 tons. Go ahead and get our mechs in here, but we don't have anything bigger than 55 tons, so that's not really a big deal. Oh, we do have a maximum of 200 tons, but again, we don't have anything that would be heavy enough to do that. So let's see. We also want our Phoenix Hawk and our Fire Starter in this one. Brunswick, EO, and my pilot. And there we have it. So not hard to stay within the weight restrictions of this one. We're nowhere near here. We're 25 tons under that, and we're a good deal under, well, 5 tons under this one, but most of the rest of them are fine. So there we go. Let's go ahead and deploy. This might be the only mission that has a weight restriction. I'm not 100% on that, but I don't think they're going to be much different than what we already have here. And if it's more restrictive, we have the mechs to drop down a bit, so we're fine. I'm trying to remember the details of all the missions here. I think I remember how this one shakes down. So our main objective right now is just to rendezvous with the Bravo Lance and clear the AO. That's all we've got for right now. We already read the description, so there's not a whole lot else to look at here. Loading, loading, loading. I feel like the game has been a little slow lately to load. We didn't have as many issues earlier. Campaign. I have this on an NVMe SSD, pretty fast one at that, so this is about as fast as you can load these missions.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, we drop in. I always love to see that with the urban environments, that you drop in rather than going in a dropship. Here you are, Exo. Scenic New Jacobstad, the shiniest combat zone on Fagerholm. I've got Bravo Lance on the comms, and their drop pods are prepared to launch. Are you reading us, Umbra? Give me 1 second while I get a little bit more tea here. We read you, and we appreciate the assist. Our metal's been beaten to hell and back over the course of this deployment, and our meat isn't doing much better. Truth be told, I don't think we could survive another deployment without your help. The urban areas in general take a while to load. Okay, that makes sense. There's a lot of stuff going on. I feel like we had a little bit of long loads with the other missions too, but yeah, it is what it is. The urban maps are my favorite, though. Well, a lot of work's gone into them with all the stray shots and the buildings blowing up and stuff. That's one of the coolest things they added with urban warfare. Some of the other stuff, maybe not as exciting, but we're going to see, I mean, this is the urban warfare flashpoint. I mean, this is an urban warfare flashpoint, so we're kind of getting that all out on the you know, all of the gimmicks of that DLC right here. Your uncle Devinder had nice things to say about you, woman of integrity and all that. He's an honorable man. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but he's sticking his neck out to help us, just like you are. When you're as beaten up as we are, that means a lot. Amen to that. I've been seeing double since that last head hit I took, and Conqueror's been bleeding from the ears for 3 days now. But has anyone from the 5th come to relieve me? To relieve any of us? Hell no, they haven't. And so here we are again, all loaded up in these busted-ass ceramic cocoons, getting ready to slam ourselves into the ground for the 100th time. Speaking of which, watch your head, Commander. We're prepped and ready to drop. We've got mechs on the ground, Commander, ready to advance on the Capellans when you are. Alright, here we go. So we've got a lance, they've got a lance. I kind of like their logo. That's cool. In any case, yeah, let's just go ahead. The enemy is going to be up there. Kind of just sprint on over to him.
On it.
Vindicator, I guess is going to sprint over here. Alright, Phoenix Hawk's going to go up this way. And the fire starter with it.
Heading up.
Alright. Go ahead and move through there. So they have a javelin, a spider, a trebuchet, and a griffin, but they are beat up. So we're going to try and protect them. We only need one to survive, but we're going to make sure that they all survive if we can. Now, if they're overly aggressive, there's only so much we can do, and the spider has a lot of speed and can be very aggressive if it wants to be. All right. Can we jump into the courtyard here? No, we're a little short of that. I'll get you sprinting on over this way. If the action's going to happen here, we need you to have a direct line of sight. I'd prefer to fight in the woods because you do have bulwark, but kind of is what it is.
Acknowledged.
Okay, we have sensor contacts. We'll probably contact them fairly early. Same situation here. Yeah, we can't really jump anywhere. All right, I'll go ahead and take you on over this way as well. I'm going to sprint into here so we can jump in, maybe get up on top of this building or get into some advantageous position. We should be able to make jumps like that. Go ahead and sprint here. Get good evasion, but also have the cover. And the fire starter, we have another contact up there. It's kind of difficult to say what we want to do with the fire starter. Fire starters get in pretty much point blank range to be able to do anything. I think we just would do a similar move along with the Phoenix Hawk here. All right, heads up, Commander. We've got incoming drop pods. I've tracked the trajectory and marked their LZ on your screen. Felon reinforcements? Clearance. Looks like House Steiner has decided to join the party, and this is definitely going to be a party. A lot of people joining this. I hate parties. All right, so it'll take a turn for that drop ship to drop down, or the drop pods, I should say. Okay. So in theory, we're going to have 4 sides involved in this particular fight. We have our allies, we have ourselves, and then these guys, and then the guys that are about to drop in. This guy's kind of off by himself, so probably easily attacked here. Not sure this javelin would be able to get in range, so I'm okay with reserving once, but again, let me remind myself what they have. They have a Griffin 1N, which would be long range, and a trebuchet, so getting a line of sight could be really good for us.
Aye, aye.
What better mech to do so than the fire starter? Oh, okay. I thought there was a building blocking here. Never mind. We'll reserve. Okay. Well, never mind. They can see anyway, so they don't really need my line of sight. I still think moving in the fire starter is a good call. Probably the fire starter and the Phoenix Hawk. Well, that flea is a tempting target. Go up and melee it. Burn through a lot of its evasion, then follow-up attacks. Probably kill that flea real fast. Alright, well, Burnsick is going to do
Ready for orders.
his move first. I'd like a jump if I can. I can jump in behind. It also gets us in a good position from a standpoint of the enemy can't really see me all that easily.
Up high.
Alright. Probably run decently hot after this, but go for it.
Copy that.
Like that. Okay, now I assume the Griffin is going to be able to see something here. Gonna go after the flea. That actually makes my job slightly easier. I'm gonna try and take this flea out fast so the trebuchet doesn't waste shots on it. The flea is hard to hit, though. It's kind of a problem. But we'll go for it.
Engaging physical attack.
Okay, got an arm. I can't see what's happening because our camera's in the building right now. Now it has no evasion. I have a feeling trebuchet is going to go for it, but it's not the end of the world if it does so. Yeah. Hey, Ego. We're into the flashpoint now, the first mission. Oh, there goes the flea. It's dead. So we're going to have to think of something else to do with our mechs.
Commander.
Okay, we can get a line of sight on top of this building. I'll take it. Probably prefer the direct line of sight over one that's obstructed.
Lifting off.
Not too worried about these incomers because they usually don't do anything for the first turn. Ah, it's a fire starter. Yeah, it's going alright so far. We already have one of the enemy down.
Giving them everything I've got.
Good hit there. Did that knock him unsteady? No.
It's good to go.
Alright, let's go ahead and just walk up here. Open up on the fire starter. Fire starter is going to be our prime target, as it's the most dangerous mech here. Not sure I can really mess with it too much before it does a lot of damage. But hey, we took out an arm. That really does help.
Well hit, Commander.
Alright, see you, Lightfoot. Thanks for joining us. I suggest that you vacate the AO immediately, Commander. Lance that I've just deployed is under orders to destroy any hostile mechs it encounters, including yours. Appreciate the warning, but we aren't going anywhere. Not without the prototype, eh? I know what you're here for, Oliviera. We're on the same mission, but for different masters. I don't care what your mission is, Lyran. You aren't welcome here. Bravo Lance, light them up! Alright, so what do we got? I can't tell her just yet. Fire's gonna jump up there. Looks like a flea and a Wolverine? I think it's a Wolverine. I didn't really get a good look at it.
Warning. Enemy
Ow.
in rear arc.
That sucks. The heat didn't really hurt, but I think it was able to get through my armor. You do get advantages of being on top of a building. You get a height advantage to, oh, there wasn't any internal damage. Oh, maybe those were hitting the building. Probably those were stray shots in the building. A little misleading. It is a Wolverine. Okay. Looks like I haven't lost my touch on the, identification. We do have Ace Pilot, so we can just hit this guy. As a matter of fact, we might as well... Can we just punch him? Do more damage. Because you do the 45 damage on top of all that other stuff. I mean, I figure we might as well do it. We still are hitting the rear section here. Yeah, why not?
On my way.
Sorry about the lawnmowers in the background. Apparently people, well, it might be weed whackers. I don't really know what it is, but... Alright, we didn't quite take him down.
Target's taking a critical hit.
Hurt him a little bit, though. Okay, javelin. Going after the flea. Flea might go down. Alright, here comes the locust. Gonna hit me in the rear again, unfortunately. Took that building down. Surprised he was able to move in range of the machine guns. Here comes the Wolverine. The enemy never does anything on its first turn. It just moves around and does stuff like that. So, that is what it is. Okay. Well, that Wolverine's definitely in a position we don't like it to be in. The Flea's fairly hurt. We could probably jump in behind the Wolverine and hit it pretty good.
Waiting for orders.
The Enforcer can just walk in behind it, so we'll take that. I'll probably fire the LB 5X against the Flea, because I don't know what else to do here. Hopefully it doesn't take the building down. I don't think that building's been hit yet, but I don't know that for sure. I don't know what they're up to be totally honest with you. I mean, our snow has melted away and stuff, although we did have a big storm lately. Just don't know what they're up to. Alright, so you're going to be A, you're going to be B, and B is going to be that.
Copy that.
I'll do the same thing with the Vindicator. The Vindicator is going to come in behind this guy and hit him. Okay, took an arm out.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Yeah, they could be leaf blowers. I don't know what they are. I mean, I guess that makes sense for fall. Ooh, another rear shot there. Kind of wish you had stayed on him, but hey, if you take out the Locust, I won't be too upset. Alright.
Orders.
Legend may be running pretty hot doing this move, but I think it's definitely the best move that the mech can do, so...
Engage.
We do have this if we need to vent the heat, which we do need to do, because I need to get as much damage out here as I can. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Then we'll do the Precision Strike to get as much accuracy as we can, and I'm going to go straight center torso and just try and murder this guy.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Fortunately, we hit everywhere but there.
That's going to
That was a good opportunity to just kill that guy. Hopefully the Trebuchet follows it up. I'm not sure if it will be able to move into a spot where it can get a rear shot, and it's not going to anyway. Now that killed that guy, I guess that helps. It still should have more LRM-15s to fire, but it didn't fire them. Alright, I figure we stay on the melee attacks here, but I'm gonna circle around. Should be able to take that arm out and remove most of the weapons that this fire starter has. And then maybe seriously hurt him as well.
Engaging physical attack.
Okay, there goes that arm. Okay, good hits. Got his left torso, so you should have very few weapons now.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Okay. Got a little bit more damage in on him. What are you doing, Spider? Sadly, the fire starter will be able to attack me here. Go for my rear again.
Enemy in rear arc.
Jerk. Thankfully, we haven't been doing anything that heats us up too much, so... Okay, the Flea. Gonna move into the rear... doesn't quite get into the rear arc. Alright, we already did a precision strike on this guy, so... Thankfully, we did get that cockpit mod. That's why I did it, because we would have just lost that pilot. Yeah, we'll just walk up and just annihilate this guy.
On it.
I would assume this gets us the kill. Or not. Well, the Javelin might be able to finish it. I assume that's who it's attacking. I've got a leg. That might be enough to take the pilot out. Yeah, pilot's dead. Okay. We'll start with Leo here.
Yes, Commander.
Leo is going to back up, keeping the small laser on the Flea, but everything else will be attacking the Wolverine.
Roger that.
Go do multi-target. You're going to be A, you're going to be B, and fire.
Roger.
I mean, this guy can't take this kind of beating too long.
That's a hit.
Unfortunately, we're hitting him in the legs and other things. A flea can't take too much more punishment either. It's almost dead. Alright.
Yes, Commander.
Figure another precision strike is in order. Again, call for the center torso. I mean, how much health does he even have? Very few.
Affirmative.
There we go. And then the Phoenix Hawk will just try and finish off the flea.
Enemy down.
Should be able to pull that off. That is if the trebuchet just doesn't murder it. Yeah. Goodbye. Get ready for more company, Commander. We've got inbound Capellan drop pods. Repeat, Leo drop pods are on the way. Oh, so we've got a full turn to deal with this, so not a big deal. We'll just start sprinting over to where it is.
Affirmative.
Give us a turn to cool off.
Moving to position.
Yeah, it's over there. Now, as we've seen, the first turn, the enemy typically doesn't do a whole lot. Our rear armor still is holding out okay. Can I get into a better position with the jump? Not really. We'll just go with the sprint. Might be too aggressive to go forward with my own guys like that. Because you get like one free turn of attacking them. You still have to deal with the initiative and everything, right? So I'll go ahead and sprint. I guess I'll sprint relatively close to try and get in where I can maybe do some damage on that first turn. I don't know what they're going to drop in. If it's fairly light, we might be okay. Alright, so we've got the ally turn here. Let them go ahead. They're thankfully fairly far away, so they're not going to be too threatened here. Look out, people! We've got another Liao reinforcement lance on the field. Hunchback and an urban mech. Okay. I'm going to see what variant of the Hunchback this is. But if that's the case... it's the AC-21.
Yes, Commander.
Can I get in behind it? Because it has very thin rear armor. I cannot. But I probably will be able to next turn. It won't attack me this turn. I think both the Phoenix Hawk and the Firestarter getting behind it probably would be do some pretty severe damage. Now the Urban Mech will attack me. I'm just not sure how much follow-up I'm going to have from the rest of my lands because they're so far away. But we know the Vindicator won't be able to do anything. I think it's the right call because we get in behind him. We can do a lot of work. So I'm going to go for it. Now, this Urban Mech may be a problem, but we'll see. I'm going to hold back some of our small lasers because we want to really get it in there when we're in behind him. And I don't want to overheat for that turn, so we'll just go ahead and fire up on this guy.
Attacking from position.
More than likely, he's going to get into a guarded stance. We could have prevented him from doing that by precision striking him, but I want to save the morale for when it matters. Because next turn, without a shadow of a doubt, we're getting in behind him. Doesn't matter where he moves, unless he puts his back up against a building, which... Oh, he just gave me a rear attack for this turn. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we can already full salvo him. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do that. Precision Strike now is the best call for it. We'll just go right torso probably, try and take out his weapon system. If we take out that AC-20, a lot of the threat goes away. So, right torso.
All weapons committed.
Fortunately, I do not have any called shot bonuses, so we didn't hit much of what we were aiming at, but... Come on, Griffin, giving me some damage. That is the wrong target to hit. You probably could have gotten a rear shot. Hey, if they blow up the building, though, that serves us well. A little bit of damage to that building. Okay, so Legend is sadly not going to be able to do a whole lot here. Jump. Get her as close as she can get.
Firing jump jet.
Maybe next turn she'll be able to do something. She will have her cooldown ability. Please hit the hunchback in the rear. Of course you don't. Well, at least destroy the building. A lot of that hit the building. Ah, good, it did fall. Probably knocked the guy down. Oh, thank you for the follow, KG Moose. If that didn't knock him down, I'm quite surprised. Knocked him unsteady. Probably did some good damage to the legs.
Orders.
Okay, you can get a rear shot on that hunchback. It's an obscured shot that may hit my own mech. Let's see if we can get around that. That will get around it, and it's still a rear shot, so I'll take that. It's not going to be a good shot, but hey, it's better than nothing.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
Okay. Here comes the spider. Should only be able to attack the hunchback, which again will be a rear attack. So I really think that hunchback's going to go down. I cannot believe it's going to be able to take that much rear damage. The urban mech will probably just hide because it was very unsteady. Brunswick is going to go ahead and walk into the rear shot. That urban mech is definitely a threat, but I feel like a full lance attacking it next turn be fine. You do have a called shot bonus. How much center? I'm just gonna go center torso and hope we get the kill.
All weapons, fire.
A lot of that was focused on that center torso. Bye bye.
One less target.
All right, javelin coming in. May be able to get in range of that urban mech. No, not quite. Okay, so Legend.
Yes, Commander.
Just jump as close as you can to the bad guy.
Jump
Open
jet
up on him.
engaged.
We can do a lot of stability damage against this guy. So we might be able to knock him down. As long as the PPC lands. Yeah, and then the follow-up AC5 shot and whatever these guys do will help. Because the Griffin has both PPC and LRMs. Although it looks like they're holding the PPC. Probably would have overheated them.
Standing by.
Okay. Go ahead and use our jump jets, I think. I'm pretty sure we can handle the heat. Guess that's going to be our move. I'm not sure how much stability damage this autocannon does. Does 2 times 10, the 20 total. Not anywhere near as good as the PPC, but that's alright. Still good. Then Trebuchet. Okay. Rear attack it? No, we can't quite get in there. I think we just go melee attack here. This thing's hanging on by a thread. This might even kill it. If not, it'll be able to retaliate, but we're at least attacking that arm to get rid of that AC-10. Yeah, it's dead. Gotta get those small lasers in just to rub it in.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Alright, the AO is clear. Everybody, all hostile contacts down. They're starting to get closer, so I hope you guys don't hear that in the background. Alright, thanks the gods for that. What a shit show this is. First, House Liao kicks in our door, then House Steiner comes flying in. What's next? The damned Fed rats? Not if I can help it. We're going to find the Raven, grab it, and wipe out every trace of Black Haldera's research project. If there's nothing on Fagerholm worth fighting over, the great houses will pack up their toys and go home. Coming message. Commander Gunner, please contact me when you reach a safe altitude. We need to talk.
Mission successful.
Alright. The pod is gonna get stirred. I'm leaning towards, so you do make a decision on where the mech goes. I'm sorry to spoil that, but you do ultimately make the decision on where the mech goes. And I think I know where that mech is going to go at the moment. And it's quite possible it's going to go to the one party that is not involved. All right, 180K, so let's go ahead and continue. 500,000, pretty good pay. We didn't get any bonuses, but that's fine. Technically, I think we should have for having all the enemy, all of our allies surviving, I should say. Okay, we got lots of mech parts. I think we should focus on medium mechs where we can get one. Unfortunately, we don't have any parts for either of these mechs. As much as getting another fire starter would be really good, and I'm tempted to do that because we do have 3 parts here, I think the right call is to get the Hunchback and the Wolverine parts here, because we can get close to that, because that's kind of where we need to be at the moment. We have a solid lineup of light mechs, not so much on the medium mechs. We pretty much have the medium mechs we started the campaign with, or the career mode with. Alright, that's pretty good. I'm fine with that. We'll just see what we get. Oh, we did get 2 fire starter parts, so that's not too bad. We got a locust part, which I could do without. And then the rest we got is kind of junk, but that's alright. Alright, much needed cash. Much needed salvage. So we're 1 part away from getting a fire starter, am I right on that? Or is it 3 parts? I think we only have 3 parts. Yeah. Well, still good. I would have liked to get the AC-20, honestly. But that's fine. Alright, prototype 2. Thank you for speaking with me, Commander. Under ordinary circumstances, I wouldn't reach out to a mercenary in the employ of a rival state, but we are living in extraordinary times. What can we do for you, Lady Marina? One of my lieutenants spied you fighting alongside a detachment of the 5th Defenders of Andurian. While I'm sure that you fought honorably, I like the Capellans using the word honor, the cause that you're supporting is anything but honorable. The Duchy of Andurian stole something of great value from House Leal, and we want it back. I will pay you a great deal of money to recover our asset and return it to me. Get it, Lady Marina, and as to your offer, we'll think about it. See that you do, and if you return what's ours, I'll pull the CCAF out of Fagerholm. Sure you will. Now and forevermore. You will also receive generous compensation for your services, of course, money, political asylum for your Andorian friends, whatever you may need. Consider my offer, Commander. I don't want your blood on my hands. The view screen goes dark as Lady Marina terminates the connection. Lead an interesting life, Commander. We military types don't get the luxury of negotiating with our Op-4s. They usually skip the preamble and jump straight to the senseless violence. You could always go mercenary when this is all over. Speaking of which, let's talk about what comes next. What comes next is simple. We find out where Black Caldera's keeping its stolen prototype. I can tell you how to do that, but there's something I'm going to need for you in return. It isn't enough to steal the Raven for House Americ. We also need to wipe out every trace of Black Caldera's reverse engineering project. As long as it exists, the Great Houses will tear Fagerholm apart to get at it. That isn't what our client is paying us for. We're here to steal a Raven, not to stop a war. Well, that's too bad, because you can't get to the Raven without our help. And we won't lift a finger if you won't help us protect our home. You won't, huh? Odd stance to take for a bunch of soldiers who just agreed to turn against their own government. Technically, they're not. But, whatever. We agreed to my uncle Devinder's deal because Dame Catherine's actions are putting the Andorian people at risk. Maybe there's some nuances of the politics here that I don't get. I'm not going to say I'm an expert on all the lore. We are the goddamn defenders of Andorian. We swore an oath to protect the system, and we're going to do it. Even if it means kicking the House Humphreys right in the ass. Our lances can help one another to accomplish this goal, or they can go it alone and fail. It's your choice, Commander. You've got a deal. If you help us get the Raven, we'll help you destroy Black Caldera's reverse engineering project. I didn't really get a choice, but that's okay. I'm glad that we see eye to eye. Frankly, we're going to need the help. As you saw in the last deployment, this project is bringing all of the great houses out of the woodwork. Speaking of which, We've got Shugo Yamaguchi on the line. He wants to talk something about the tremendous offer he has for his favorite mercenaries. I don't think I've done a contract, I think, for the Draconis, so the Draconis Combine. A simple recovery mission, he says. Take a message, we've got work to do. Damn right we do. Commander, I'm sending you the details on a Black Caldera convoy. If you hit it, you should find the intel we're looking for, the location of the prototype Raven, and the coordinates of the Black Caldera's R&D facility. Bravo Lance, you're with me. We'll keep the Capellans off Commander Gunner's back. All right, awesome. We all know what we have to do, so let's get it done. Good hunting, Bravo Lance. We'll catch up with you on the other side. Okay. Pretty much a raid we're going to have here. No consecutive deployment. One thing I didn't realize is I did not use that one medium laser that we picked up, the one that does extra damage. Probably not a big deal, but might be nice. It'd probably only take a day to put it in. I mean, we could check. Also, we should probably check on our experience. We got 1,500 after all. Brunswick. I'll save up.
Yes.
Crack shot wasn't
Commander.
used.
Yes,
Legend.
Commander.
Go ahead and take the piloting. Kind of get a baseline of 5, and then we'll go more on tactics in a little bit. So confirm.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Leo. Can't afford anything. I'll take this. Oh, wait. Yeah, we got the overheat threshold, so that and that. Okay, fine. All right, so we're good there. Take a look at the bays. Because we already have the contract started. I don't think we have to worry about the expiration date on that anymore. Who needs the damage? Probably the Phoenix Hawk, to be frank. I mean, we get a damage modifier when we jump. So any extra damage there just goes up even more. So I think that's the right call. I'm hoping this only takes a day, but it's just going to be me yanking out a medium laser and replacing it with the damaged medium laser. I like to make it a little cleaner. So that would take 1 day. That's perfect. That's fine. I'm willing to do that. So we probably could have saved ourselves that time if I had done it earlier, but I just kind of forgot. So we get 35 damage there, so we've upped our damage output to 135. Okay. And it was at 125, at least it should have been. And then we get the 20% extra damage. You know, that definitely helps. And we don't always use that jumping stuff. Yay! I'm gonna make that nice and clean. This stuff gets jumbled around anyway, so it's not like it really matters, but for my own sake, I like to make it clean.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
All right, so that's good. We're just going to advance 1 day.
That work order
Okay.
you submitted is complete.
Let's go to the contract and do it. All right, negotiate. According to Umbra, a Black Caldera convoy has been scheduled to pass through the Badlands north of New Jacobstad. Engage the convoy and destroy it. Bravo Lance will then interface with the command vehicle's black box to obtain the location of the Raven prototype, as well as the R&D facility Black Caldera has been using to reverse engineer it. Let's make this strike quickly, Mouse. Bravo Lance will be holding off the Capellans while we work, and I don't want to leave them out there any longer than I have to. So again, we're going to have some restrictions here. They shouldn't be too much different than we already had. I'm fine with 50-50 again, although this one doesn't pay quite as much as last time. I am tempted to switch into the Panther here because we will have LRMs. It's not going to be a lot of damage, unfortunately. I believe it's this Panther. I mean, you're only really talking about 40 damage, so is it really worth it? Whereas the Enforcer, F it. The Enforcer's really good. It needs to be direct fire, which is I'm a little worried about, but hey, we're fine. Let's go ahead and deploy. And we did save ourselves from a head injury on Leo. Otherwise, we would have had to not use him. So that's nice. I'm glad I got those cockpit mods. I think somebody watching one of my streams earlier said that they didn't understand like what the point of those cockpit mods are, and that's why the chief reason you use it is to save your pilots if you have consecutive deployments, because the cockpit always gets hit first. So, yeah, you won't have to worry about them getting injured. Okay, begin mission.
Command interface initiated.
Okay, Commander, according to Umbra, this convoy will be carrying a black box with data on the locations of the Stolen Raven and Black Caldera Defense's secret R&D lab. I'd expect any vehicle carrying such valuable data to be well defended, so keep your eyes open. We've never gone up against Black Caldera's security team, and we don't know what they're likely to be armed with. The odds are high that any transport you stop will issue a distress call. You're going to want to bug out quick after you get what you came for, so I'm marking evac zone on your map. Make your way there once you finish the job. Okay. Let's start with the Vindicator because it's already kind of up in the front. So that's the extract point. This is the point we have to scout. I'm going to go ahead and take the slower mechs down this road so they get the utmost speed. And they can potentially cut the enemy off. Let's switch to the Phoenix Hawk because I think it's kind of blocking the way. The Firestarter and the Phoenix Hawk are going to try and more directly cut off the enemy. So we're going to go up on this ridge. You're going to go down the road following the Vindicator.
On my way.
You are going to run up.
I've got eyes on the target.
Here.
Move order received.
The Firestarter is going to do really good work for us here because a melee attack would be devastating against a vehicle. So we're good there. Okay, so we're in a good position to cut these guys off. Our slower mechs will, they'll come up on this ridge and be able to fire down. Our faster mechs will get here and be able to cut them off before too long. I'm going to have to slam the spacebar here, I think. Okay, again, starting with Legend. Sprint on down the road.
Moving out.
Follow suit. Okay. The Phoenix Hawk, I'm going to take a little bit more this way. Firestarter, I'll take up this way. Probably put it here. That way, if they continue to move forward, we get the sensor. Oh, okay, we already got the sensor. Well, never mind about that. This might put us slightly closer, though, so let's go ahead and do that.
Confirmed.
Hopefully, we can jump down on them. If not, we'll use our sensor locking abilities. So we got two mechs that we can see look like the light mechs. Also, by splitting up our group, it's going to confuse the enemy a little bit on how to deal with us, because they'll try and focus on both. Interesting. That vehicle operated... Oh, is this a combat round? This is the combat round, right? Yes, it is. So there was a lot of light things. There might be a HQ, mobile HQ, giving them an initiative bonus. We've seen that before. I'm going to suspect that is true because so many things are moving on an initiative scale of 4. It does worry me that these guys might be more medium mechs, though. Well, the fact that these vehicles are moving at such a high initiative, I can't think that anything else. I feel like they probably are mobile HQ. There's at least one mobile HQ in here somewhere. Okay, well, that's as much as we can delay.
Orders.
Question is, what can our Firestarter get in? Looks like the only attack we're going to have is on that guy. Probably not the best attack because they could retaliate pretty hard on me. I think we want to get in this wood because we can start melee attacking these vehicles. So we can do a really good attack on this one, probably kill it, depending on what it is.
Engaging jump jet.
If I see the mobile HQ, I'm going to try and prioritize it. Oh, there we go. We got lucky. It's right in front of us. How much armor does it have? 300, and it has 56 internals. I don't know how much damage I can do with the 20% damage increase. I mean, we could do the math here. So 84, 104, or 114, and then another 48 on top of that. So we're up there. Maybe we could do it if we hit all the same side. I don't think we want to take the risk. We definitely want this mobile HQ dead, so I'll go ahead and open fire entirely on it.
All weapons
Primary
emitted.
target is damaged, Commander. Keep
Okay, we did kill it. So now they're not going to have that initiative bonus on us, which will help. We have a Locust, a Commando, a Flea, and another Flea. Fairly light escort. We've got... Oh. I don't think I've ever seen this vehicle in this game. Bunch of machine guns, an AC-10, a lot of special systems there. And an SRM carrier. Well, that needs to die. Not sure if I'm in the position to kill it.
What do you need?
Actually, we want... Legend is definitely not in a position to do anything, so just keep sprinting down the road.
Hauling aft.
Ready for orders.
Okay, so if we jump up on this ridge, we get vision of some things. I guess we're going to go after the striker here.
Affirmative.
This is what we've got, so that's what we're going to do. May not be able to take it down, but hey, it's a start.
Engaging target.
Alright, the only thing that hasn't gone is Brunswick. And again, I'm not 100% sure what we do here. I could use Vigilance to give myself an initiative boost so that I can get down there next turn. If I do that, we don't want to burn too much heat going after this guy. So I'm going to jump here. I'm going to use Vigilance. Actually, I want to be able to kill that SRM carrier, so I'm going to jump as close as I can to it. I want to jump into this wood next turn. I'm going to use Vigilance.
Roger.
To give me the initiative boost so we can beat these guys. Yeah, Vigilance. And I can either sensor lock the urban assault vehicle, although it moved at a high initiative. So I'm not sure. This guy should move slow, so we should be able to beat it. I'll fire a single small laser here, just to do it. Although I am tempted to burn this guy's evasion. I don't think that would really matter, though. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that's going to matter. Let's go ahead. I want to turn off most of the small lasers, just fire one. Nah, even that, I think it's not a good idea. I think we need to conserve our heat, make sure we get this strike. So I'll sensor lock. I'm not sure it's the right call, but we'll go for it. We don't know what their initiative is going to be. A lot of things moving at light. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not quite getting the move I'd like. I would have preferred to be able to jump in the wood here. But killing the SRM carrier kind of takes precedent, so...
Here we go.
I'm also attacking it from the front, which I'd prefer not to do. But it doesn't have a lot of armor. Maybe it will go down. I could use Vigilance again. Probably wouldn't be a bad call. Die.
Let's see how you like this.
Yeah, got him. Oof.
That one's
That's the most threatening thing here. I mean, I don't know how threatening this vehicle here is. Apparently it moves at initiative 3. Lucas is going to get in behind me. Not a whole lot I can do about that. Oh, it's going to go after the Vindicator. Okay, I'm fine with that. Alright, so we're going to have like a period of time where we're just going to get fired at here, but the Phoenix Hawk is in a good position. The Firestarter is. I mean, the Fleas might be able to get in behind it, but that's kind of just is what it is. You're just going to stand there and fire at me. Okay, that's kind of the best situation. So my move here, Phoenix Hawk goes in, melees the this guy, and then initiative-wise, we're in a good spot. So melee here, that should kill whatever this thing is. I mean, I assume it has okay armor, but from a side attack like this,
Engaging.
might
physical
be
attack.
enough. Yeah. Goodbye. And the icing on top. Okay, and then we take out the striker and we just have the light mechs to deal with. Our objective is done
Commander.
at that point. Yeah, we can do that, I think, fairly easily.
Firing jump jet.
Do I get cocky here and split my firing to try and go after this locust? No, because the locust isn't the primary target here anyway. I'm going to go after the striker and just make sure it dies.
Roger that.
Leopard inbound, Commander.
Alright, now we just have the 4 light mechs to deal with.
Commander.
Now the question is, can Leo get in a good position? Not really. So we're going to walk here and walk. Oh, I have to jump because of where I am. Okay, that's fine. Go with the precision strike, why not?
Aye, aye.
Maybe we'll get a hit. At least it increases the chance of hitting.
I copy.
I'll take that. Oh, he just died. Alright, I'll take that even more.
Tango down.
Alright, that was an excellent turn. We'll just have to see how this goes. They'll probably beat up on the Phoenix Hawk, but I don't think we could have had a better result than that. Firestar will probably come in here and take out one of these fleas.
Yep.
Looks like this is going to be the best chance for us to take out a flea. So, go ahead and do this attack.
Got it.
We'll do more damage this way, so that's why I'm doing it.
Locked on for physical attack.
I'm not sure how much a flea is going to be able to take this kind of damage. That might kill it. Yeah, it's dead. So just one flea, one commando.
Hostile.
I don't expect this is going to last too much longer. Oh, the flea's going to come and melee me. Good luck with that. Though it does have machine guns and small lasers and stuff, and a flamer. So, got a little bit of damage here. I think it missed with a lot of that, though.
Warning. Armor
Alright,
low.
so Phoenix Hawk is going to focus on the flea.
Engaging physical attack.
We missed, though. We needed to land that to really hurt it. Oh, small lasers should hit. Or not. Okay. Well, the commando is kind of a threat because it might be able to get in my back. So, try and take that out. Oh, it's going to be hard to see, huh? So it's going to be as good as it gets. We might have to use our heat venting ability, but I'm okay with that if we have to. I'm just going to assume that is the case. Yeah. All right. Vent that heat. We could even precision strike this thing. Left torso.
Copy that.
Okay. Well, we got that side.
Reporting.
And are knocking him down. Oh, it didn't knock you down?
Good to go.
Somewhat surprising. Okay, let's just keep moving here.
Confirmed.
Might get a chance to hit the flea.
Roger that.
Flea's hard to hit, though, which is kind of a problem. Just gonna stand there and hit me, huh?
Warning. Armor low.
Alright. Well, we don't want this guy to be able to go.
Yes, Commander.
And attack me, so... I'll just move in, open up on it. I might not have the heat to hit it as hard as I'd like, but... Oh, that will work. Let's go ahead and do a precision strike too to knock him down in initiative even further.
Giving him everything I've got.
Oh, we got a head hit there.
Reporting critical hit.
And if we can knock him down, as he'd get a pilot, we get a pilot kill on him. All right, well, we'll keep this melee attack up. I mean, we have a high chance of hitting it.
Physical attack.
I don't think it can take much more. It's dead. So just the commando against the world, more or
Enemy
less.
mech destroyed.
What's up, boss?
Leo is probably gonna have a hard time getting an attack.
Yes, Commander.
And you might be running too hot. So probably the melee strike if it doesn't land. I mean, if it does land. Oh, 65% chance to hit. Never mind. I'd probably be better off just shooting you. I would like to move in a direction where we don't get a stray shot hitting my own mech, though. We'll turn off the medium, as many medium lasers as we need to get this to work. Oops. Yeah, that'll work.
Target confirmed.
Dead.
Enemy down.
All right, well done. You managed to wipe the Op 4 out. We do an extract right now. No need to get to our plane, LZ. Convoy down, Commander. I've been in touch with Bravo Lance, and they're on their way to collect their data. Contact us as soon as we reach a safe cruising altitude, and we can discuss new steps from there.
Mission successful.
All right. So we're progressing along pretty nicely. That mission, I think, went really well. We were able to take out the convoy extremely fast. Or they really were able to counteract our moves. There's a potential we get some good gear here, so I really do need to carefully look at the salvage. So AC-10++, that's stability damage, though. LRM-10++ is also stability damage, unfortunately. So, although these are pluses, not really jumping out at me. Although, frankly, they're probably the best thing we can take here anyway. We also have an SRM++, but that's SRM-2++, but that's just crit chance. I'm going to take the AC-10 and the LRM-10. At least it's something, right? And we'll just take whatever else we get. Alright. I always prefer damage. I'm all about damage output. The other modifiers are nice and all, but at the end of the day, the damage is what kills the enemy mech. Although technically if you knock him down over and over and over again, he'll die, but... if that's what you have to resort to,